Hi, it's Cam here. I thought I would share a few of my thoughts on the Russia-Ukraine situation. And the first thing that comes to mind for me is I think of that old adage, when your plane's starting to go down, put your own mask on first before you worry about someone else. And that's the way I feel about this whole situation. Currently in the West, in Canada, United States, Western European countries, we're still battling with the fallout of this whole COVID and the response to it over the past 24 months. We have lived through tyranny to some degree, and we've lived through our rights and freedoms being taken away, which is exactly what our leaders are now telling us that we should be concerned about in Ukraine, and that's what they're fighting for. Justin Trudeau came out and said this is about stamping out authoritarianism. President Biden said this is about defending democracy. Well, I would say that our prime minister did a pretty good job of being authoritarian himself over the past 24 months. And democracy certainly wasn't defended in the US either. So bottom line is that while we should be praying for the people of Ukraine by all means, and we should hope for their safety, this is not our war. This is not our fight. We've got our hands full right now. To quote President Trump, 45th president, we have to put Canada first. This is not about us being policemen internationally throughout the world. And we can call out oppression where we see it, but let's be honest about it. Our leaders certainly haven't been calling it out with China, have they? Russia, to me, is no great threat. China is the bigger threat. China has both the arms, the means, and the financial power to wreak havoc in the world. You want proof of that? Last 24 months, Wuhan flu. Look where it came from. They have wreaked havoc on a world economy and a world in general. And what have we done? We've celebrated them. We went to the Olympics. We touted how great China is. All these same leaders who participated in the Olympics didn't call out the atrocities of China and the human rights violations of China. Nobody seemed to be concerned then. Why all of a sudden? Well, I'll tell you why all of a sudden. In the last since January, things have been shifting. The narrative has been shifting. More and more truth bombs are coming out with respect to COVID. And these folks, these World Economic Forum, these Klaus Schwab types, they are losing their grip on power. And this is a great distraction. It's the sleight of hand. All of a sudden, you're looking over there and you're not looking over there, and they've got you distracted. And that's their game plan. Especially in the last week or two when they've talked about this World Economic Forum openly, and Joe Rogan had a guest on that just broke this thing wide open. These folks want to change the conversation. So what's better way? It's the old wag the dog. We got a war over here. Let's just get involved. And there was a whole bunch of saber rattling and preparation and saying, hey, this is coming, and now we should get involved. Hell no. We've got our own fish to fry right here. And like I said, I feel sorry for the people of Ukraine. I would pray for them. I feel sorry for the people of Russia because they live under Putin. But we've got our own people that we've been living under and being oppressed by. Now, I will grant you it's not the same level of oppression, but oppression starts in a slow roll. It doesn't happen all at once. And like I said, we've lived through it for the past 24 months. So we need to take the yoke of oppression off our own backs before we start worrying about saving other countries. And don't fall for this, especially when you're watching mainstream media and everything else. If mainstream media is telling you that this is a just war and we should be there, go the opposite direction. If anything COVID has taught you, everything that the talking heads and the experts have told you is the way to approach this, it's always been the opposite. These folks do not have your best interest at heart. They do not have the best interest of Ukrainians or Russians or anybody else at heart. Their bottom line is to hold on to power by any means necessary and to take the masses and move them in that direction. I think personally, people are awake now. They're smarter. They won't fall for the same ploys. So let's keep our foot on the gas. We want to get to the bottom of accountability when it came to this whole COVID response and COVID approach and how our governments throughout the world treated us as lowly citizens, essentially. And we were basically treated the same way. Now, again, like I said, we don't live under the same regime as Putin. It's not as heavy-handed. It's a soft form of totalitarianism and authoritarianism. So, like I said, stay focused, pray for the people of Ukraine, but please don't fall for this. Let's keep moving forward and let's keep fighting the fight.